Okay, let's start right away. Let's get into the citizenship. I started, like I said, 2007 with ICAP, with Dr. Massey. 8 years later, we part ways. I founded Luminosa Global. Now, citizenship was mainly an administrative procedure. So all the applications that I helped, we are a consulting firm. We help through the local consulates. We're helping with phase one, we gathering the Italian records, the citizenship records. We got the genealogist file, Stephanie. She will join us later. We basically helped hundreds of interesting individuals. Now, the problem started arising. The only judicial part was the 1948 clause. You know, women cannot transfer citizenship to descendants that were born before 1948. I collaborated with Attorney Payano, which was one of the best ones into the field. Then I started collaborating with other attorneys. With Attorney Ruggieri, we have forwarded over 40 cases, all successful. I never worked with Attorney Galligani, but a pleasure always to interact and establish a good relationship. The problem started with the appointments. The consulates really struggled to give appointments. So a lot of people, a lot of applicants weren't able to schedule appointments. It started like 2-3 years ago. And my idea, and Attorney Ruggieri, was to actually bypass the consulate, go through the court because of lack of appointments given, which is a constitutional right. I'm now demanding, emailing, contacting the representative of North America. Speaking of that, I will be running for office next year for a seat for the Italian Parliament. I'm contacting the General Consulate consistently. All the stakeholders to really open up the calendars. I have a lot of clients that spend money, they invest time, they weren't able to find appointments. Those ones who are not able to go to the court immediately as an appeal. Now, that idea was a great idea, but it caused some issues of backlogging to the courts, to the local town. We still have a solution about that. There was an exaggeration as far as applicants going through the process, so they caused different backlogs. So there was some kind of negative advertisement of this amazing right, and that's actually caused that law from last year, 2025 March. Our attorney is going to talk about that law more. That law kind of limited to 2 generations. Okay, law is limited to 2 generations now. Before there was no actually any limit, grandparents. I helped a lot of people through the second and third generation. That law is still under scrutiny. That will be part of the March 11 Constitutional Court screening hearing. And there is another constitutional court, but we have 2 constitutional courts in Italy. We have the Supreme Court that basically decides whether the laws are aligned with the Constitution, versus the Corte di Cassazione, which is another Supreme Court, which is the highest level of civil appeal. I'm a constitutional doctor of political science, so this is kind of falls under my jurisdiction. A minor rule: we have been very outspoken with my YouTube channel, which is a superhero teacher. Feel free to join me. I have a lot of interesting videos in there. I'm very outspoken with the unconstitutionality of the minor rule, because basically they went back and upheld 1912, 1914 laws, which were against the current Constitution, and which violates a lot of Constitution clauses and caused a lot of problems. Go ahead. Let me finish the segment. I'll take a question, a Q&A. I don't know, Attorney Ruggieri, Galligani, do you want to jump in and speak briefly about the minor rule?
Can I tell you?
Attorney Ruggieri, are you there? Attorney Galligani? Okay, he's waiting for me to actually bring him into the meeting. But anyway, do you guys have any questions while I bring the attorney into the meeting?
Come faccio a dire che ci sono?
All right, let me see. Participant 71, that's a great number. Let me meet more. There you go. That's what we're missing. Some people actually missed my introductions. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining. I was calling from Attorney Ruggieri to briefly talk about incoming Corte di Costituzionale March 11 and the Corte di Cassazione unified session in April, which will discuss about the minor rule. Like I said, minor rule, to my eyes, for constitutionalists, is very illegal as far as constitution is immoral. It's unethical because it actually deprives the minors from a right. This is against the United Nations Constitution, the European Community. I knew that was a short-lived law. That's why I told all my clients to stay the course. Stay the course. This isn't going anywhere, and we're really waiting for the Supreme Court kind of validates what we have been thinking about. Now, Attorney Ruggieri, are you there? Let me still people try to join in. It's a great turnaround.
Hello.
It's amazing. Welcome to everyone.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Attorney Ruggieri.
Nice.
Here it is. Here it is. Attorney Ruggieri, I was just talking about the history of the citizenship started in 2007. It's an administrative procedure. However, it only became judicial back in time when it was under the 1948 clause. Lately has been more judicial because of the bypass, because of the lack of appointments. Attorney Ruggieri and I have come up with the idea of bypass. Of course, it was copied, it was taken by others. They have caused some kind of backlogs into the judicial system. So that was my initial thing. So I would just mention that we are trying to open up the calendar for the appointments. That is an absolute priority. But go ahead and speak about the incoming Constitutional Court of March and the Cassazione in April. Then we'll start taking 3-4 questions, and we'll go from there. Go ahead.
You understand?
Ma hai detto a me, Domenico?
Yeah, parla, vai. Parla delle...
Sorry. If you have... Hello? My
Hello.
English is not perfect, but if you have questions, you can ask me any kind of question you have. So there is basically two main appointments. One is set for the 11th of March in front of the Constitutional Court, and that will hopefully will decide about this law decree 36 of 2025 with the conversion law. The problem is that the first court that came up with this appeal to the Constitutional Court did it while the law decree 36 was not converted yet. So the state attorney came up with this exception. So we are not 100% sure that this hearing in front of the Constitutional Court of the 11th of March will lead immediately to a sentence. So we have to wait, because meanwhile, other courts, like for instance, 1 week ago, the court of Campobasso came up in the right way against the new law. So the 11th, I hope it will come fast to a decision, but probably there will be another moving forward to another hearing that will be close, not far away. Of course, if the Constitutional Court will decide, and I'm positive that they will do it, that this is illegal, I mean, everything will come up like it was before. What I think that one of the reasons why this is illegal is because both Constitutional Court and Supreme Court, Corte di Cassazione, United Section, I've always been saying one fundamental principle, that the Iure Sanguinis citizenship is acquired by birth. So at the moment of the birth, whatever you did, the administration case or the judicial case, even if you don't have a passport, whatever you did, you got it by being birthed, with birth. So if they did it now like they did, it means that they cleaned up the citizenship to people that were already born and didn't have time because they didn't want it, because they were waiting, because for 1,000 reasons. So they canceled retroactively their birth. So about this, I'm quite positive that Constitutional Court will come up with a positive sentence.
Yeah, thank you.
For
Basically,
us. And another thing, one last thing.
go ahead.
One very important reason and another fundamental reason is that with a decision of the government, because the decree is not made by the parliament, it's made by the government, they change the electoral body. So the government decide who will get the Italian citizenship, who will vote, who will be able to be voted without starting from the parliament. This is absolutely illegal in the Italian law. So whatever it has to interfere with elect someone or being elected, so being a citizenship has to start from the parliament, cannot start by the government. You know, I don't know if you understood what I'm talking about. So this is another reason why I'm positive that the Constitutional Court will be.
This is very interesting. It's good for everyone. This is hold on, Igor. This is really good because really, it's good knowledge. It teaches people how the Constitution works. Two different form of jurisdiction, governments. It's a good practice. I know a lot of you guys are specialized in your own area, but this is really widens your understanding about how the government works, connected with jurisdictions, law, and so forth. The Italian Americans, let me step back a little bit. Italian Americans, but this has brought 30 years of social, financial, and economical welfare to Italy. There are thousands of Americans that are moving to Italy. They're buying houses. They're contributing to the local economy. They are contributing to the local business, to the cultural evolution of the town. So I wrote an article about that, and it did 30 years is a lot. So to me, they cannot have someone 30 year a law in effect for 30 years. People become citizen, grandparents, kids, grandkids, and then kind of curtail that. So this is I worked with Italian Americans for 8 years, and I think they're beautiful people. And what we are bringing, because I've been here 25 years, but I feel myself I'm an Italian American. What we bring, we bring a lot of just wealth. Now, going back to what Mr. J was saying, the law that kind of modify who's voting, who's not, cannot be taken with shortcuts. There was a government law, so we are very positive about the incoming Supreme Court decision. That's why I tell you guys, start with phase one. There's a comment in my. Can you guys mute your audios, please? There's some background noises, and feel free to. I'm going to take some questions soon. Mute your audios.
So you got double.
Phase one.
Yeah, some sort of double audio going on.
Yeah, guys, can you guys mute your audios? Focus here. Focus. I'm a teacher as well, so let me get my teacher voice out.
Yeah, I think you have the TV, audio, and the sound bar on both.
Yeah, just mute it. If muted will do it, right? If they just mute themselves, they will do
The
it.
audio maybe gotta get better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I tell everyone, start with phase one. Gather your naturalization record, your Italian record. Those are historical milestone artifacts. They should be hanged on your house. They should have in your safe. That's a good starting point. If you're a second or third generation, whose noise I'm here background? Who's talking?
Grace, you need to
Grace
mute
Lyle. Grace Lyle, will you mute your
Grace, mute yourself. Thank you, Grace.
Yeah, for me it's difficult. I don't speak perfectly like you do, so for me it's a little bit confusing if it's not clear.
Yes, thank you, Grace did. That's fine. It all happens. Oh, we have Attorney Aparigliano here. Welcome, Attorney. Nice to meet you. I thought you were joining, but I'm glad to see you. Can you?
Sorry.
No worries, Grace. You're never good Zoom.
I'm sorry. I'm It's 6 o'clock in the morning here. I'm in Alaska.
Mute your audio.
Beautiful Alaska. Oh, I would love to visit Alaska. I know 6 a.m. Thanks for joining us that early. I'll turn
So
it.
I'm just waking up. That's why I had my video off.
You're fine. You're plenty excuse. You're excused, so you're fine. Fine. Great. Thanks for joining us. Attorney Aparegliano, would you like to introduce yourself and say hi and probably give a little comment on the incoming Supreme Court
Jeez.
decisions?
Thank you, Domenico.
Prego.
I would like to add just something more, some rumors. Seems that yesterday is not official yet, but probably the referral of Mantua will be postponed in June and will be enjoyed with the refers of Campobasso. So now we have to understand if the hearing with the court scheduled for 11 March will be held, or all the hearing in front of the Constitutional Court will be consolidated on June.
Thank you for the update. Yes, it already has been postponed. So that's another reason why we should stay the course. You say the March 11 will likely be postponed?
At the moment, seems that the 11 March is just for Turin, for the refers of Turin court. Probably Mantua will be postponed in June, and Campobasso has to be scheduled yet. So probably Mantua and Campobasso will be the hearing will be in June, and we have to see if the court will decide to hold just the hearing with the Court of Turin in March, or it will be consolidated all together in June.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Guys, feel free to put your topics into the message box. That's a good segue. They're asking about reacquisition. Now, I want to get attorney's view on this as well. A lot of you guys have to reacquire your citizenship. It's been 30 years finally after the amnesty in the 90s. A lot of you guys can reacquire now the citizenship. It's very straightforward process. You'll need a certificado histórico. You'll need a certificate of birth from Italy, your naturalization certificate, and so forth. Correct me, for everyone who was born in Italy, any of your parents or grandparents who were born in Italy and then came here and lost their citizenship, regardless as a minor or as an adult, are eligible to reacquire the citizenship, correct? Attorney Ruggieri, what do you guys think? You and Attorney
this has always been possible, it has been always possible. The problem that a lot of times when these people start to do this procedure, they find on their Italian birth certificate that it doesn't show the naturalization that was, the American naturalization, for instance. So the people must look at this fact first, start to get sure that on their birth certificate in Italy, it's registered the loss of the acquisition of another citizenship. That's the main part, and that makes people lose a lot of times. Transferring the residency in Italy, this procedure it's almost automatically, because it goes on track the day after that the person acquire residency. From the day after, you are automatically Italian citizenship. Of course, when you go to acquire to request the residency, you have to declare that you are doing that to regain your Italian citizenship. So this stuff that they told, with the new law, they said that they made easy for people to regain. It's a little bit, sorry, but it's a little bit of bullshit. They wanted to hide a little bit the bad stuff that they did, the real bad stuff that they did.
What? Yeah, there's a question from RL. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, I'm saying hello to my colleague Aparigliano. Ciao collega, l'avvocato Igor Ruggieri. Ciao. He's right. It's what I was telling you, because 1 week ago it came up Campobasso coming up with a constitutional question. The constitutional question that Torino courthouse has a problem because they did it on the decree, the law decree. They did it first of all in Italy. They were the first in Italy, but they didn't wait that the law decree was converted into law. So the state attorney did this exception. So non so se ti risulta, collega. So probably it will be, non so se adesso riuniranno i procedimenti, faranno un'ordinanza di riunione, non lo so quello che farà, ma al 90% l'11 non si fa niente, al 90%.
Okay, yeah, but okay, that's what I'm telling my clients that the 11 still is going to be another postponement. There's a question here. When you're being cut off by RL, there's a question and message. I'm trying to answer all your questions, okay, guys? It says, when I'm cut off, how to obtain citizenship. You have to reside in Italy, apply for the residency, then reside there for 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No.
Go ahead.
For the one that were born in Italy and they lost their citizenship as a minor or as an adult, you don't have
Igor,
to
I'm
stay
not
2
talking
years.
about that. Yeah, I got that. I'm talking about the ones whose grandparents or parents were naturalized before their birth. They are cut off. They cannot apply. They really want the citizenship as much as everyone else. They will have to reestablish residency in Italy unless the law changes. I'm running for office. I will say I will change the law. I will make it 1 year. Now it's around 2 or 3 years for them to apply for citizenship after residency. Residency doesn't mean you have to be there all the time. I mean, of course, you reside there, then you can travel. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that's the question from ARL as far as we acquire. But the law can always change. Remember that it's all fluid. And as I'm running for office, I will extend the right of citizenship, try to, as a politician, to extend ridership to even those ones they are being cut off because of the naturalization. I'm a little hard time to read a question right here. Let me see if I can expand this. Let me look at the message again. Are there anybody want to come live and ask a quick question? Feel free. No, I have Nancy here. Reacquisition. Nancy, did we answer your question?
Sort of, but can I become a citizen through my husband, through marriage? I mean, my mother was born in Italy, and never naturalized.
If your
Go ahead.
if your mother was born in Italy and never naturalized, you have the right to do it right away in the consulate or coming to Italy. You have full right to do it.
Because we own a home in Italy. My husband and I own a house in Italy. Me and my husband.
Yes, why I'm even if you don't, but in this case you are. I mean, if your mother never naturalized American, was born in Italy, it means that now at this moment she's Italian. You have the full right, even according to the new terrible law.
All right, now what my husband to reacquire his, because he lost his, I think, in the 90s when everybody lost theirs. So we want to get his back. So is that an easy process?
So in this way, he lost his back. He was born in Italy or not?
Yes, he was born in Italy.
He was born in Italy. He want easy process. If you have the house, it's very easy for you because you have to register.
We have to register.
The loss of his Italian citizenship on his Italian birth certificate. You have to prepare the naturalization document with apostille or in front of a notary that certificate that is authentic and put apostille on that.
Right. Now, could we do the process in Italy?
Yes. Then transmit that with an application to the Italian comune where your husband was born, and from there you can start.
Okay.
All
coming
right.
to Italy, and it's very easy. This one, it's very easy.
Okay.
All right, great. That's
Yes.
an example how Italian Americans really mess things. They got a house, maybe got a house there.
If you have the house, it's even easier because
So,
sometimes
that's-
people
well,
have problems.
Your case is reacquisition. Remember, guys, I'm very good at making simple things. I wrote models about Maslow, different philosophical stuff. I like to make things easy. If any of your ancestor is born in Italy, was born in Italy, lost his citizenship as a minor or as an adult before 1992, you guys are eligible for citizenship. Now we have two more. We have Lorraine. There are two people that raised a question.
I have a question
I have
too.
a question.
I have a question.
Hold on. Yes, one at a time. Let's go to do this. I want to try to be as effective and efficient as possible. Feel free to ask question. Attorney and I answer. We're going to stick with like 1-2 minutes each question, so we can answer as many as possible. I don't want to be too structural, but we want to do this, and then we can always follow up. You guys are going to have our email, our contact information, our attorney's email, contact cell phone. So this is just preliminary. If you don't have a full response today, you always have a time to follow up. So go ahead. Let's kind of structure this. Go ahead.
Who's going? Me?
I'll go. I just
Yes, either one is fine. Either one is fine. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I just wanted to ask. I was born in Italy. I became a U.S. citizen in the early 2000s. How do I regain my Italian citizenship and also my kids?
No, sorry. Correct me if I'm wrong, attorney. You are after 1992. She's a citizen. She lost her citizenship, right? Go ahead.
Are you talking to me?
Yes. If you became American after, guys, let's not talk over each other. I'm here in charge of this, okay? I'm going to guide you this. Listen
Okay.
to me. And I'm talking to the attorneys more than everything and everybody else. So let me try to give you a preliminary answer, then I'm going to bring the attorneys back. My understanding is after 1992, if you became American after 19, or if you became American, you have not lost your citizenship. Go ahead, attorneys.
So I haven't lost my Italian citizenship.
No.
Correct. After 1992, no. For you will be a matter of registering your birth certificates and so forth. I can send you a link from the consulate.
Okay, that would be great. And what about my kids want to become dual citizens? They were born here in the
How
US.
old are your kids? How old are your kids now?
Well, they're 26 and 29.
I mean, this is a problem because right now, according to the new law, that they should they have you that you have double citizenship, but they should have also your father or mother that are Italian 100%, so they would start from there. But like the new law is made now, one person like you that in this moment has double citizenship, Italian and American, but if couldn't transmit. But the fact that you have been residing in Italy, I think 2 years before the birth of your two children, in this specific case, you can transmit it.
I can transmit it. How do I go about doing that? What documents do they? My mother has no documents. I need to get her birth certificate, my grandmother's birth certificate.
It's very easy because it leads the city where you were born, the city where you were born. You can get everything from there.
From the city.
And for your children, you should get more than your birth certificate, of course, and in this specific case, certification that provides that certify the fact that you have been living in Italy 2 years before the birth of your two children. So
thank you.
Only if you emigrated when you were 1, it could be a problem,
No,
but
I came here when I was 6 years old. So
it's fine. You are fine. Your children, your children are fine.
Yeah. Remember, guys, I said it before about reacquisition. If you were born in Italy, if you came to U.S., and you became an American, your parents became American before 1992, you lost your citizenship, you are eligible for reacquisition. Okay? Now, welcome to Alberto Pinquera. He's really helping me with advertising on for this great meeting. Attorney Aparigliano, feel free to jump in. I don't know if the other attorney, Alessandra Galligani, is here. Feel free to chime in.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, I see you. I'm
Hello.
sorry. You know you were here. Go ahead. Feel free to chime in. Any comments, feedback on our conversation or anything you would like to add?
Ok, I will.
Se vuoi aggiungere qualcosa, avvocato.
Sì, I can speak English also. But now I think it's okay. I agree with all the other colleagues said.
All right, great. Feel free to chime in anytime. You want to, say something about law. I'm not an attorney. I'm not giving legal counsel, but feel free to chime in. I have 4 people that actually raised their hands. Who's first? Go ahead. Kim, go ahead, Kim.
Thank you. In 2012, I had moved to California and I took all my grandfather's documents to an Italian lawyer in LA. And he just said, my grandfather I lost the line because his parents actually naturalized, believe it or not, in 1902. I have those documents. But he never told me about the 2009, 1948 law because my grandmother never, ever naturalized. And so I just found out about it. So, I'm behind the 8 ball here. I filed like July 1st or June 30th of 2025. And so I'm just a little frustrated that, the time frame was so short. I'm doing this for, to honor my mother and my grandmother. And I just want my children to be included also. So 2nd generation, I'm included. But that's kind of silly because, we're old and it's the generation behind us that'll live in Italy longer and, have raised kids and all of that. So
you are right.
Your thoughts on women being discriminated once again?
That's what caused the backlog. Let me say that. Something has to be changed judicially. It's like more like Constitution 1948 because the women who had no right to vote, correct me if I'm wrong, attorneys, the women had no right to vote because of 1948, so they have to abide by the past. So, if you had a case, why didn't you go forward, Kim? You had a case.
I am
going forward.
Yes, I'm in La Aquila, and the question.
Did you include your children in the case?
I did. Yes. Yeah.
So you are 2nd generation.
I am
2nd generation.
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No.
Let's pray.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm so frustrated because I tried to do this, and the lawyer, it was an Italian lawyer in LA, and he never told me that that law was available to me. And so it's just so frustrating because I've missed each one by just a little bit. So I have Arturo Grasso is representing us.
Right, guys. For any
you personally, you will not have problem. The problem is for your children, we have to wait. I mean, the decision.
Okay.
But as I was telling you, both Constitutional Court and the United Section have always been saying that you get your Italian citizenship at birth. Right. Okay. Right. Now, for me, it would look very strange that they change what they have always been saying, even if the new law is not unconstitutional. But for people that were born during the previous law, they already had it. They already had the Italian citizenship. That's what they have been teaching us forever.
Okay. Thank you. That makes me feel a lot better.
All right. Who else? Thank you, Kim. I appreciate your feedback. Who else raised their hand?
I have a fairly quick question.
Sure.
I am also, like the lady before, a 2nd generation. My grandmother born there in Italy and never naturalized, lived in the United States most of her life, but never naturalized. We've already consulted with some firms and plan to file, but we were concerned about the timing of the final decision about the March 11th hearing. Did I understand,
but
Senora?
You are 2nd generation.
Yeah,
I'm 2nd generation.
I am 2nd generation, myself and my brother, and we've been told we have a good case. We're hoping that our children's generation, 3rd generation, will be able to get in. My question is, with the hearing on March 11th, how much longer beyond that do you think a final decision will be made regarding the law? Did I understand, Signor Aparigliano, that it might?
Yeah, that's Attorney Aparegliano on this. How long do you think, Attorney?
But usually the decision of the Constitutional Court you can have in 30, 60 days. But I believe that this is not the point. We have to consider, this is my thought, that is not only legal at the moment, but you have also to consider the political background that we have right now in Italy. If we saw what's happened recently with this government, with two examples, Albania decree with reference with the migrant and with the cannabis, the government decided the law. The court says that the law was not compliant with the rules, and they reject the law and they change the law again. So the point is, if the Constitutional Court will declare this decree not compliant with the Constitutional, what will do the government? In the recent experience, we saw that the government issued a new decree where they changed a little bit the law, and therefore nothing was modified. That's the point. I believe, this is my opinion, that if the Constitutional Court will strike down the current law, the government will issue a new emergency decree in a different legal form. And the reason is because in the official explanatory report of the Decree Law 36, 2025, the government says in black and white that this decree was adopted to limit the growing number of citizenship applications. So the decree from one side, this is my opinion, increased the demand. If the law is struck down, there will be an ever bigger wave, which gives the government the perfect excuse for a new decree. The point is, there is a perfect time to file the application. That's the point.
So if we, should we, in your opinion, should we be filling out the application? We're not quite ready to file because they have to get all the documents together, but should we hurry up to do it, or should we wait to see what the decision is, in your humble opinion?
In my opinion, when you will be ready, you have to file. It will be not a perfect time.
Yeah.
Because the government will change again the rules. This law, I believe that is not constitutional for several reasons. My colleague Ruggieri explained the part of the reason. The expert appointed by the government during the parliamentary work, appointed by the government themselves, they say this law is not constitutional. When you are ready, you have to file. This is my opinion. At the end of the day, probably you take months or years in order to rebuild your genealogical tree, collecting document, investing time and money.
Right.
Then the real question is, you want to give up, or you want to have the chance to be recognized as an Italian citizen?
Right. Okay.
That's the point.
Thank you.
I agree with
Yeah, Marta, hold
I
on.
agree
Hold on,
100%
Domenico,
with
he's
you.
good. Okay, aspetta un attimo.
Thank
Marta, I said it before, it's worth it to get at least your two main milestones. We can help with that. We've done it for 19 years. Get
Okay.
your naturalization record, which is maybe the lengthiest record to get because it might take 1 year, and the Italian records. At least you have those two milestones ready. Then it would be better of just getting US records, apostille translated. We can also help with that. But at least you have those. Everyone should have that. It's a $500, whatever people, other company charge, we charge $500, just a couple expenses. Yeah, those are very historical, beautiful records anyway. So at least it gets you ready if you want to wait for the decision. I will wait. Let's move forward. I've been very vocal. A lot of you guys were here. Let me repeat myself briefly. I've been very vocal talking about the unconstitutionality of the minor issue starting 2 years ago. And it's obvious. You cannot strip minors from rights. It's really obsolete. It was caused by, I think, a backlog, a weird jurisprudence. And it has no, as really the minor rule really is going to end. It's really, to me, it's 99%. We've been very vocal on that. Stripping a minor plus upholding a law before 1948. It's really, it doesn't make logical, ethical, and moral sense to really restrict the citizenship law. So I would say start with phase one. We can help. Attorneys can help for the judicial side. We can help for the administrative document procuring part. If you have a hard time to find U.S. records, we have a Stephanie genealogist. We can do search through U.S. database and so forth. But it's really worth it. Let me answer a couple of questions from the chat, then we're going to go to. Thank you, Marta. Sure. Hey,
Thank you.
Yes, you're up next, Lori. You're up next. Give me 1 second. Let me try to multitask here. Maria has a question. Maria de la Fera has a question about applying through paternal grandfather. Yes. Maria, it all depends when your grandfather became a citizen, if.
No. My grandfather, okay, I'm first generation, sono nata in America, però mamma e papà nati in Italia. When my father came to America, 1955, he naturalized, cutting the bloodline. Back then, you had no choice of keeping both. My grandfather, his father, never stepped foot in the United States. So he was born, married, and died a Sicilian in Italy, and I want to go through him. I have every document that I can possibly get my hands on, both American and Italian. I even did the search where my grandfather, nonno Termine, never became an American citizen. He never naturalized. What are my chances?
Good point. Good point. Let me say that, Maria, that's what I tell everyone. Your parents, are your parents alive?
No.
That's the point. If your parents are alive, your grandparents are alive, they were Italian born, they can apply for reacquisition, at least to reestablish some form of connection. Unfortunately, your parents are passed. The only chance you have, your attorneys, please correct me if I'm wrong.
No, but what I don't understand, I don't understand, her father was born in Italy and naturalized American.
Sì. Papà è nato in Italia, a Palermo. È venuto qui al 51 e è naturalizzato al 55, un anno prima che io nascessi.
Ho capito. Tua madre?
Quindi, mamma è nata americana, però in Italia.
No.
Quindi non posso andare tramite la mamma. Quindi io sto provando di passare al nonno.
E no, devi partire sempre dall'ultimo nato in Italia. Non è che puoi partire, devi partire dall'ultimo nato in Italia.
Allora non posso entrare in Italia allora.
Tu devi fare quello che what they want now is that you live 2 years in Italy. You understand? And then you get back your citizenship. That's it.
No, I never had citizenship.
We talked about before. You have, Igor, let me take this. You have to reestablish residency in Italy according to the current law, residency. You go to the town and you move there and you reestablish residency. After 2 years, they would grant citizenship. That's the current law for those who were cut off because of citizenship. Once again, resigning doesn't mean you gotta be there every day of the year. You can travel. It's the first. There's a primary residency, secondary residency, and so forth. The attorneys here, guys, attorney, feel free to put your email or information right in the chat so people can contact you. Attorneys can help you also with those tasks. If you're retired or if you work remote, if you would like to reestablish residency in Italy.
I was thinking of doing the ERV starting next year. However, there's also no consulates that are even taking any appointments. Can I go through Italy to get this visa? Because then again, they want 31,000 euros per person. But if you're married, does it go to 62,000, which doesn't make sense? Or is it 8,000 euros for a couple?
Maria, this is my opinion. I believe that in your specific case, you can also try a judicial route. This is an interpretation of the law. The new law literally says that you can be recognized if you have your father or grandfather that was Italian. So,
I contacted your office and I spoke to a wonderful lady, but I don't mind spending the money because it is a lot of money, but I need some sort of assurance that this is going to work.
Literally the law says that you qualify under the comma C of the Article 3 bis if you have your parents or grandfather that was that at the time that he passed away had exclusivity the Italian citizenship. So according the text of the law, you can skip the generation of your father and you can ask to be qualified under your grandfather.
Okay.
Of course, this route is not available under the Italian consulate because the Italian consulate says that the new law will not cancel the previous law, but it will match together, but really doesn't match together in a clear way. Because if I have to check the current law, it says just if your father or grandfather had exclusivity the Italian citizenship. So it means that if your father was naturalized after 1992, theoretically you don't qualify, but in the law, still today, the double citizenship is allowed. So the current law doesn't match very well. And in my opinion, if we look what the Article 3 bis, C says, it's enough that you have or your father or your grandfather. The action or seems that you can choose. This is an interpretation. There is no precedent, but compared with the elective residence, that is not an alternative to move to Italy. It means that you have to show income. You have to rent an apartment in advance, and you have to support flight cost, assistance with immigration lawyer for the residence permit. Probably it will be cheaper to follow this route.
May I contact you again, your office again, for the elective visa?
Yes, of course. For the elective visa, the biggest problem is that at the time that you file the application, you must have a long-term lease agreement. And it's not very easy for a foreign people to enter in a lease agreement before they move to Italy. But
that's why we have you guys, attorney, can help you with all the judicial moving here. All three attorneys, again, Alessandra, Igor, Aparegliano, go ahead and put your information into the chat. As well, let's Anna here has a question into the mess. I was born in Italy. Anna, hopefully we answer your question about reacquisition. Let's go to Lorraine. Lorraine's been very patient waiting.
Thank you.
I got
Thank
this
you.
in control. I got this under control. I got you. Then we have a few more with a hand up. We haven't forgotten about you. Hopefully this is informative. Hopefully this has been kind of informative, also intellectually challenging.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead, Lorraine.
Okay, so long story short, I started this whole process a few years ago. I sat down with a woman who does this. This is her business. Anyway, my father came from Bari. He emigrated to this country. He became a naturalized citizen in 1928. She told me I cannot go through my father. So I've been going, she said, go through your grandfather on my mother's side. So I've been going through my grandfather. I found out that he did not become a citizen. He remained an alien in this country. He died as an alien. So I'm getting that paperwork in the mail. And now I obtained his death certificate because he died in Astoria, Queens, New York. I live in New York. There's an echo. Somebody just came on, I think.
Victor, please mute. Welcome, Victor. Can you go mute yourself? Go ahead.
Okay, so I have his death certificate. Now, I just recently located through some emails his birth certificate and his marriage certificate. So I need to get that information somehow. Now, what other documents do I need? Do I need my mother's birth certificate? Do I need my birth certificate? What other paperwork do I need? Can you help me with that?
Poi la collega Alessandra, prego.
Okay, yes. In this case, the documents required are birth certificate and marriage certificate, and that certificate starting from the last ancestor born in Italy. And so it's correct, starting from grandfather, also mother, and also you. The certificate of no existence record of naturalization for
Yes.
your grandfather. And according to the new law, the burden of proof is a bit changed, and now there is also to prove that the ancestors in the line did not renounce
two
their Italian citizenship.
great-grandparents.
Can you mute? Can someone's talking, another lady? Can you mute, please?
Yeah, guys, mute yourself, please. Mute yourself. Focus, please. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, in this case, considering that the line starts from grandfather and mother, the relevant authority will be the consulate. So you have to collect the documents that we said, the vital records for the ancestors in the line, and the no existence record. Regarding the burden of proof that was changed by the new law, it depends on the consulate where you reside, because now they are proceeding in a bit different ways. But usually this is the documents required, because the other additional documents that can be requested are certificate of no renunciation, but in this case, when you apply in front of the consulate, they can directly double check and verify this.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Some of it it was hard for me to understand.
Okay.
So I'm sorry.
No, sorry.
I apologize.
So birth certificate.
Let me jump in, Lorraine. You can email us Sunday when it comes to documents. What is needed or not. Feel free to email the actual attorney. Email it so the attorney can get you back.
Sorry, you're fading in and out. I'm sorry.
I say, Lorraine, can you hear me? When it comes
better.
When it comes to attorneys, when it comes to documents needed, records needed, feel free to email the attorneys so they can get back to you to give you a list. It's better to have a kind of list in place.
Sure.
Instead of verbally talking, it's always good to go back into the writing. So feel free to email, contact all the attorneys here so they can give you an exact list. Speaking of a list of documents, also with your attorneys here, remember, we can apostille, naturalization. We do everything in the U.S. when it comes to procuring records, translating, apostille. We do genealogies research in Italy and U.S. We also legalize translations because remember, when you go through the court, the translations need to be legalized. You can do that through the court in Italy, or we can do that with us here. We can do that very in a more reasonable cost, cheaper way. We can assess to get everything ready. If you want to go through the judicial case, we can get a file ready for all the attorneys. We can get everything legalized, apostille, and translated. So the attorneys will just have to file. That will take some costs off whatever costs you have. If you go through reacquisition, if you go through a 1948 case, if you want to go through like Attorney Aparigliano spoke, a new kind of channel to me, I never heard that. You can still try to file, even though your kind of lineage was cut off. So any kind of Italian judicial appeal, visa, feel free to contact us. We'll do the paperwork to file with the attorneys. Now, hopefully we answer your question. Remember, our emails are available. It's a lot of different areas, a very complex sector. So we try to do our best here to answer as many people as possible. I'm answering the chat while the attorneys kind of answer the questions. Now, let me see who's next in line for the question. Can you raise your hand again? Because I don't see Paula. Paula, are you there?
Yes, I am.
I think you're next. Then we have, let's follow this order, please, okay? Paula, Leslie, Maria, I think we answered Maria, and Richard. And then I'm trying my best to answer questions via text, via messaging. Go ahead, Paula, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Can you hear very well?
Yes. My mother was born in Italy. I was born in Italy. My mother married an American soldier. We came here. I became naturalized because of my father. My mother naturalized in 1949. I have all the documents. What we're down to now is proving that she never rejected her Italian citizenship, and I don't know how to go about doing that. As far as I can see, I have no documents that specifically that say that she rejected her Italian citizenship.
Did she become a U.S. citizen?
She was naturalized in 1949.
As a minor or as an adult?
Oh, she was an adult. This was after we came here. I was born in 1944, so I'm precluded because of that, the date, the 1948 date. But we came here when I was about 2 years old. She naturalized in 1949.
Yeah, Paula, you fall into probably a lot of you guys are kind of chiming in later, which is fine. We already spoke about that. If you're born in Italy or your parents were born in Italy, that's a reacquisition. It's a reacquisition. They open up the window after 30 years. So you guys are very lucky. One of the good things about this law, the only thing probably about this terrible law, is giving you guys the rights to apply again. So if you were born in Italy, if you were 2 years old, 5 years old, 10, you came here, you can reacquire. And then the process is not difficult. It's just a matter of obtaining 2 certificates from Italy, your certificate of naturalization, and so forth. I can send you the link to the consulate when it's listed all the documents you need, which is not many. So, and if you need some professional help, we can help you with that. Anybody, Igor, want to say something?
How do we contact you? Where is your
email? The email is into the chat. Luminosa Global, my text into the chat. I'm going to put that again.
Okay.
My cell, you can contact me via WhatsApp.
It doesn't matter that she was naturalized in 1940.
No, you were Italian born, so you are the real Italian born. Go ahead, Igor.
Can I also include children in that petition?
Children, that's another conversation that I want to address either now or later. Now, this is a key point. Attorneys, please listen to me. When your parents became citizen before, you were born, so you are cut off. Your parents are called grandparents. Now, Donna, mute yourself. Donna, mute yourself, please. So now when they reacquire the citizenship, potentially, do you have to still go back to Italy and reside there to reacquire? However, logically, it's better to have your parents' citizen, rather than your great-grandparents. So your lineage is closer. So according to the new law, if you were born in Italy, if your parents are still alive, if you're lucky enough for your parents to be alive, or your grandparents, let them apply for the reacquisition if they lost the citizenship before their children were born. Is this clear? Give me a thumb up, guys. Was this clear?
My mother is deceased. She's deceased.
But you doesn't matter because you were born in Italy, so you can reapply.
But the reacquisition is the reacquisition is not from birth. The reacquisition is from the moment you reacquire it. It doesn't cover the fact that happened before. So she should do herself, her personal file, the reacquisition. But for her children, it's a little bit more problematic.
That's her case is a reacquisition because she was born in Italy. Her case is straightforward reacquisition.
So what before my colleague was saying, it's true. You can try in court. It's true. The problem that if the judge comes up to see, in the first generation, you can easily see that the line was cut off. That's a problem because.
But Igor, she was born in Italy. That's a reacquisition. Igor, no.
Yes, I understand exactly what she can do it, but if her children starts from her mother, from their grandmother, the mother of the lady that was talking, they can try in court. But the problem it comes up at one point that line was cut. You understand? That's the problem. But they can try because the interpretation that my colleague was talking about before is possible.
So you guys start first. The law is like you guys know the law.
You have to start to do your file. Start to do your reacquisition by being born in Italy.
Correct.
Paola, you was born in Italy?
I was born in Foggia, yes.
Okay. And your mother was naturalized after your birth?
Yes, I was born 1944. She was naturalized 1949.
I believe that in your specific case, if the United Section will says that the minorage issue is not a problem, you will be clear, you, your children, and your grandchildren, because if I am not wrong, the new provision of the Decreto Tajani applies just to the descent born abroad, but you was born in Italy.
Yes.
Probably will not apply the restriction to you. It's a limited case, but maybe it's possible to investigate this path, because if I am not wrong, the Decreto Tajani applies just to the descent born abroad. You was born in Italy.
I was born in Italy.
If the limitation will not apply to you, you have just the problem of the minor age. And the United Section will decide on April if they says that Article 7 is a special law and therefore was enough that your mother was Italian at the time of your birth, you don't have the generation limit that usually applies to all the other people that probably are here, that they was born in the United States.
Oh, that's wonderful news. So you feel that I should go ahead and include my children in that petition?
Yes, because of course most of the people that are here are interested not just for themselves, but for their descent.
Yes, and grandchildren too. Did I understand you to say grandchildren as well?
If the generation limit applies just to the descent born abroad, but you are asking the recognition for yourself first, probably you can extend also to them.
Okay.
It's not precedent, of course, about this,
Okay.
but maybe you are an exception.
And I do not have to prove that my mother renounced her Italian citizenship. It doesn't matter that my mother was naturalized.
Your mother was Italian and your father?
He was an American.
Probably you got at birth the US citizenship, not the Italian one.
But I was born in Italy. I have an Italian birth certificate.
Yes, but at that time, until 1948, the transmission of the citizenship was through paternal side, not to maternal side. So probably you have an Italian birth certificate, but if we go and check deeply, you would register as US nationality, not Italian one.
So
you got at the time there was not the dual citizenship, and even if you was born in Italy, you was born from an Italian, from US father, so you got at the birth the US citizenship. You can ask for the recognition of the Italian citizenship, but you was born American, not Italian.
So you're saying I cannot reacquire?
You have this is we have to see the document, but probably is this way. You have an Italian birth certificate just for the place of birth. That's it.
Okay, guys, we can always take in from where your time is up, but thank you for your insight. Remember that attorney information over there.
Thank you very much.
I'm answering questions from the chat. I answer Anna. Anna is asking, Johnny's asking the birth certificate. We can help you, Joanne, with a birth certificate. As I sent you my email. Domenico is very reasonable. Let professionals handle it. Donna, why would you like to contact an attorney in New York City? Answer me via text. Who's next in line with a hand up? Please come forward. Who was next one with a hand up? Please come forward.
Me, Leslie. Brett, will you mute yourself, please?
Let's have one attorney.
Deborah, mute yourself.
Well, Aparegliano answer one question. Alessandro's going to answer the next one, and Igor. Let's go in kind of turn so every attorney can answer. I will give my administrative kind of position. I'm not an attorney, and then I will let an attorney answer. Deborah, who's next?
Me, Leslie.
Leslie, go ahead, Leslie. I don't have the list in front of me. Go, Leslie.
So, my mother was born in Italy, married an American. Their wedding was in Italy, moved to America. My sister and I were born, and then my mother naturalized. Obviously, under the minor rule, this affects us. I've been trying for 4 years to get an appointment with the Detroit consulate, but last year we had a cousin go to her commune in Udine, and they got a certificate that shows that she's still considered an Italian citizen. So does that override the minor rule since she's still considered an Italian citizen?
All right, say that again, because I'm trying to do multitasking. I'm trying to answer the questions here. Run that by me one more time. Go ahead briefly. The same thing you said. The same way you said it. Go ahead.
So my mother was born in Italy, married an American. They moved to Italy. She naturalized after my sister and I were born. And so while we were minors. However, we had a cousin go to the commune, and they found a certificate that she's still considered an Italian citizen.
Let me get my side, then I'll let you guys answer. It's your turn. Wait, let me get my side. Like we said, the minor rule is going to be under scrutiny. Attorneys that we have talked. I'm not an attorney, but we've talked about constitutionality, the very likely possibilities for this minor rule to be struck down. So, and I suggested before, get your naturalization record, your Italian records to start. And if you want to start early, you can start early. The consulate or the judicial way. But the minor rule, like we all said it, we all agree, it's really heavily unconstitutional.
Right.
So I will suggest you to start, as far as the appointments, I'm sorry, as far as the appointment, let me make this clear because probably a lot of you guys were not here when we started. We are working very hard to open up the calendar of the appointments. It's been my main mission for me. I'm running for office, by the way, next year for Italian seating, mainly because of all the issues with Italian citizenship, because I have a lot of clients who were not able to get appointments. I'm talking to the Consular General, to the representative for North America, to the Minister of Foreign Affairs. We need those appointments to be open. This is my first priority. So if you're waiting for an appointment, stick around, give me your information. We'll let you know when appointments are available. We have helped in the past.
4 years. 4 years I've been trying to get an appointment.
I know. It is frustrating. It is ridiculous. It's not a good look. That's what I'm telling my Italian counterparts. It's not a good look. The first time Italian Americans deal with the Italian bureaucracy or governments, it's not a good look. We have to open up those candidates. Chicago has recently opened up the appointments. So if you're in the Chicago jurisdiction, you can get an appointment and we can help you. This is the only consul that did this versus everyone else is not doing the same. I don't know why. We are pushing them. We are very strong with it. We'll keep it posted. We have actually a petition. I will send a link. I will put a link to the petition here so you guys can join if you're interested with that. Now, let me answer to Nancy, and then we'll go back to the. Go ahead. Did I answer your question? I'm sorry. I didn't want to cut you.
Well, I just I was under the impression that the minor rule affected us because she had become an American citizen. She never officially renounced it, but we found last year that she's still considered an Italian citizen. Like we got a copy of her citizenship certificate. So does that override the minor issue or not?
Curtis, did you understand the question? You want her to restate it? Igor?
According to me, she has to wait the United Section, the hearing of the 14th of April, because I mean, whatever you go in a comune or in the consulate, they will not make it pass 100%.
Yeah.
Even though there is the fact that your mother was resident in Italy before your birth. So that's also to consider.
Right.
I would wait the hearing of the 14th of April.
Okay.
And I think it will come positive, 100%, because for me, according to me, the Article 7 is prevalent comparing to the 12. It's a specific article for this specific fact. If it should come out negative at that point, I mean, it's a problem. But I'm positive that it will come out well.
Okay, thank you.
And one more thing that connecting to the speech that my colleague was doing before, the importance politically that if the Constitutional Court comes up positive for us, and so the government will start again trying to kill the law, and that's true, it will happen. That's why I think it's very, very important, maybe even more important, what the United Section will say, not only about the minor issue, more about the retroactivity of the new law. If they just say one word and they repeat what they have always been saying, that you get it at the birth, you can get your citizenship for 30, 40 years, 2-3 generations. That's very important, fundamental, and in one way even more important than the Constitutional Court. I don't know if I explained myself well.
Yes. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Remember, always we have text messages here. We have emails for you to follow up. Shannon, it's your turn. All right, Shannon, tranquilo.
Yes, hello. I was wondering if the roster from the ship that my grandparents immigrated on is useful. We can see, who was there and how old they were. And then also the U.S. censuses of, I think it was in 1928 and 1936. Are those useful?
We can help you with those administrative documents. So we have a Stephanie genealogist who's supposed to join us soon.
I have those, but are they useful?
So whatever, they don't, the useful as the consulates require their certificates, marriage records, and death records. They used to require the ship manifest with a cone with a no naturalization statement. If your ancestors never naturalized, they used to require the ship manifest. Yes, I mean every family record can be useful for your claim.
Right. So it shows their naturalization, but the women were, obviously not giving their permission. It was automatic through the spouses. So, and those are the dates. But and then
I got you, Shannon. A lot of people used to state they were naturalized when they were not. So sometimes the manifests are not. That should cause a little problem because they were not naturalized. But for the law, what it actually counts is the naturalization record and the record. Every document from USCIS.
I see that I can apply for birth certificates. Do I have a right to get my grandparents' birth certificates? Do I have to prove my birth certificate here to show they're my grandparent in Italy to get the birth certificate?
We have done it for 19 years. We procured thousands of the Italian records. Some of them we need a procura. You just sign a little letter, giving us permission to procure the record for you. With ID,
okay.
They usually don't require any kind of a genealogical.
Okay. Right, because they're deceased now, so I can't get it from them directly.
No, we can get Italian records. We have 100%.
Great grandparents. Okay.
Correct. It's always good, right? Because anyway, everybody should have that at home. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
It should be a major artifact for every family, regardless of the citizenship.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys are doing this. I appreciate your help.
Hopefully,
I see the attorneys' websites. I'm just Googling them. I see the contact information. Thank you so much.
Yes, Google my name, guys. Dr. Domenico Meschino. Google my name. I'm also an author. I had 2 books before ChatGPT. I was the first human actually to write books with ChatGPT. With AI 2 years ago, I modeled my own AI. So feel free to Google me. Besides citizenship, I do other things. And I have some interesting texts out there. Now, who's next in line? Let me see.
Rich.
Hello.
I think it's Rich.
And then Antonia. Who's raising their hand? Antonia, let's do this. Richard. Then we do Antonia, then Anya. Is it okay?
All right.
Good order. Richard, Antonia. Now let's have a little good discipline here. Go ahead,
Dominic.
Richard.
Thank you so much for doing this. I'm really feels like I'm ahead of the game from a lot of folks here. My documents are at the Miami consulate. They've been at the consulate since well before the minor law or the decree came out. We did receive a rejection letter in Italian from the Miami consulate. It applies to me and 2 of my children. My 3rd child, who we applied for, never received an interview date in the Philadelphia consulate. So we were ahead of the game in Miami until everything came to a stop. And it was through my mother's side. My mother was born in 1928. My grandfather, born in Italy, renounced or became a U.S. citizen in 1941. So we were directly affected by the minor law, I believe. Does the rejection letter, number one, does the rejection letter totally foreclose me from going through the consulate route? And number 2, the fact that my other son in Philadelphia never received an interview, does that totally foreclose him from going through the consulate route through Philadelphia?
Yeah, there's an issue with with a lot of people that have been rejected because of the minor law. I have some clients that, unfortunately, if that happened, you can always judicially appeal through the judicial way with our attorneys here. At the same time, when I run for office, I would like to kind of overturn all those rejections because of an unconstitutionality of the minor law. That will be from a legal perspective if I get elected. But the best course of action is you say you were rejected. You received the official rejection from the consulate, correct?
See.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's either you want to apply as with your attorneys here. You can ask for a quote to our attorneys. They can appeal it through the judicial form, or you can wait for the change of law. Now, what I was talking about with Attorney Ruggieri, can you tell them how to get their documents back?
That was my next question. Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
What I'm suggesting, everybody, I mean, the rejection letter is very important. I mean, especially to go to court. We have to see when the United section will come out. If it will be positive for us, I think that the consulate will recall the people, reschedule the appointments. I don't know if they will make them pay again. I don't know. The government had to decide something about that. So, but it's very important to save that letters of rejection. It's for your children that doesn't have any, was never called for an interview. Does he have evidence that he put in he gave in the documents, he applied, he paid, the money, that stuff? Does he have evidences of, does he have proof of that?
Yes, I mean, I did pay the fee. It was a money order to the Miami consulate, and did receive the letter, and so did two of my children.
Problem, if we are rejected and you have to get a letter, make like a letter, an official communication, and ask them to give back your documents. If they don't, at least try to get an authentic copy of all you gave in. That's fundamental, because wherever you need to go after the United section, you will need the documents. Somehow you will need to show that you have, who is your father, mother, line of descendants.
It took years to get all of that, and we did it.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was talking about Domenico Meschino today in the morning about this, before we had Zoom. It's a problem because many consulate doesn't want to give it back, but the Italian law makes them at least obligatory to give you an authentic, to give you back an authentic copy of all you gave.
And my final question then, to follow up, so the Philadelphia consulate where my son lives, he never received an interview date, so he never submitted documents.
Now don't do nothing. Now don't do. Just wait until the United section will talk, because if it's positive, after that, make an email, a compliance, say please call me. But now you don't do nothing. Wait. I mean, that's for sure.
So I should attempt to try to get my documents back from the Miami consulate.
That's what you need to do for you and the other two children. For the other child, wait the 14th of April and then maybe 30 days more, and it will come out the decision of the United section. Then you can start to push them if it will be positive. If it will be negative, it's difficult. But I think it will be positive.
I would like to I agree with Attorney Ruggieri, and I saw that a lot of consulates, they says that even if the application will be refused, they will not give back the documentation. So this could be in some cases true, but if you will file an appeal, you can file the appeal just with the rejection letter, the denial letter, and your attorney can ask to the court for an order of exhibition to the Italian consulate for the documents, because they already have the document, and they are obliged to show the document in the court. I would like to say just something more. There is some consulate that in the denial letter there is written that you have just 60 days to appeal if the denial. This is not right, because here we are speaking about a fundamental right.
Objective right.
Yeah, exactly. The competent court is not the administrative court, but the Court of Rome in this case, and there is no limit to file the appeal. So you have not run behind the 60 days. You have the time to wait, as the attorney Ruggieri says, to wait the decision of the United Section, and then if the government will not cancel the circular of the 2024, it will be not possible until the government will not cancel the circular, the Ministry of Interior circular of the 2024, even if the United Section Court of Cassation will say that the minorage issue doesn't exist, you cannot apply in front of the consulate, because the consulate will not accept the application, and the only path will be the judicial path. We have to wait not just the United Section, but also that the Ministry of Interior will cancel that circular. Otherwise, it will be the same situation like the 1948 case. There was a constitutional court decision 40 years ago, but you cannot apply in front of the consulate. You are obliged to go in front of the court.
Well, thank you so much.
10:30, but I want to save the time, so log back in, because I can do this for another 30 minutes and I don't mind. So if we are cut off by 10:30, please log back in. I want to save and change the time of the meeting. I wasn't expecting this turnaround, all these people interested. I only scheduled for 1 hour and a half. The time is flying by. We're having a great time here. We're learning a lot. So if we are cut off at 10:30, kind of come back into the meeting. Give me like 1 minute to change the settings of the meeting, and feel free to come back. Mr. Aparegliano is giving his email. That's great. Hopefully we can answer your questions. Remember, 10:30, we are cut off. Give it 1 or 2 minutes and jump right back in. Who's next in line? Let me see how many are. I think we answered all the questions.
I was next in line, Antonia.
Antonia, yes. Antonia, go ahead.
Oh, I'm first generation. Both my parents were born in body. My father became a United States citizen when I was a minor, so I went through my father to obtain my citizenship. I did all the paperwork for my children, my husband. I asked them to make appointments, and of course, none of them did. So all these years later, I'm trying to work to get them to get their citizenship. My husband would want to go through residency in Italy. We have already established a home there and so forth. So my question, though, is I have all the documents for everyone. My husband's grandfather never became a United States citizen. He was an alien. And we have the cone. I have it apostilled. I have all my documents apostilled up to this point. And what happens, like if my husband goes through residency and my children have to go through New York and Philadelphia, do I have to get 3 additional cones for them? Because they're not going to all get appointments at the same time to show lineage, or should I wait to try to have my children go through me, since I am already an Italian citizen, and see what happens with the outcome? Do we make appointments, try to make appointments with New York and Philadelphia? I mean, there's so many questions that are, playing in my mind with all of the work that I've put into this. And so has everyone else that's on this group. I know that for sure.
Let me help you with this, Antonio. This is on my field, 19 years in the consulate administrative part. We
Right.
can help you with a consul appointment. Like I said before, we are working for the consul to open up calendars. Each consulate does not accept multiple family members, so you have to get one cone for each. That's the best advice I can give you as a consultant. Get a cone for each, or your child, as long as they're adults. Consulate will meet you, will review your case one at a time. So just invest a little extra money, get a certificate of non-naturalization. You are eligible. Just matter of getting you through the appointments. Like I said before, we are spearheading this one, talking to anyone, anywhere, any stakeholders. Because I have a lot of clients myself. I have dozens of clients. They're waiting for an appointment.
Right.
So I'm pushing them every other day, telling them Chicago has opened up their appointment calendar. Now we're pushing Philadelphia, LA, San Francisco, and all the other countries to open up calendars. Why? What are they doing? San Francisco has never, I don't want to bash my own people, but San Francisco has probably never had a review one of the citizenship case. I don't remember no one go through San Francisco, Philadelphia. It's time for them to do their work, and we are very strong with that. So get my contact. I'll keep you posted. We have a petition. As soon as the calendar is open, we can help you. We also have a dedicated team. The very high speed, high tech, those portals, they used to have 2 slots per day. Now they kind of discontinue that. I don't know why, but we can have a very high speed, high tech team that can help.
Okay. And then also the one document I am missing is a birth certificate from my mother-in-law. And she was born in New York, and her father is the one that never became an American citizen, a U.S. citizen. And I've already waited 8 months from New York City to get this, and still waiting. I sent additional information. So if anyone is ever going to require or request birth certificates, put spellings in there that could be possible for the person's first and last names, because I think that's what happened for us. Is possibly an A was interpreted as an O, and so forth, and E was interpreted as an I. So just send an additional letter with your request for a birth certificate for these older generation, because we're going back to 1924. But the point is, can I use her baptismal certificate in Italy if my husband goes through, residency? Because I do have that, and I'm going to have that apostilled, and it has her parents' names on there, her birth certificate, and so forth. Would it be accepted?
The consulates used to accept the baptismal records in lieu of the official battle record, as long as there's a no record. There's another way. There's another path, though. There's another path is to go pro se. We can give you a blueprint. You want to petition the court, you can go through an administrative way and petition the court pro se. This is not attorney, this is not legal, it's just a procedure step by step. You can petition the court to get your certificate released from New York. New York has been very strict when it comes to records. When they have like a name discrepancy, they usually don't release records. So the other option would be for you to go pro se. I can give you step by step.
Okay, I would appreciate that.
Yeah,
I would appreciate
I'm
that.
helping with my Omni-I. I coded my Omni-I, so the Omni-I is going to help me.
Okay.
With this, it's very detailed. Yeah, that's another option.
Okay. In the meantime, though, should my children try to make appointments for New York and Philadelphia?
Yes. Get an appointment. Let me know their logins.
Okay.
As soon as they open the calendars, we're going to get, of course, the sooner the better.
Okay. And then how would we know what the cost is for all of the, you have a detailed list or?
No, I'll give you a proposal, official proposal. I'll give
That's
you a
perfect. Thank you very much. Okay.
I'm very reasonable. That's why I'm the best in the business for 20 years. I've been very, very reasonable. I want everybody to join. And remember, this is a censorship. Before you were a Sanguinis, it took $1 million, $500,000 in investment to get an investor visa, to get a European passport.
Wow.
So if you want to monetize this, it's worth $500,000. So I don't know your financial situations, guys, but this is probably should be one of your priorities. And what's funny about it, people go to Italy, spend $7,000, $10,000. for vacation. Nothing wrong with that. I did do the same. Then they come back here, they kind of nickel and diming services. I mean, this is more important than vacation in Italy. Okay, this is a passport for Italy and Europe for kids, grandkids, great-grandkids. This is a transgenerational. So
I mean, this is so.
Tony, this is the number one asset. This is, and I'm a social scientist, political scientist. This is the number one asset for Americans by far. Go ahead.
Yeah. My husband and I are, like so many of the people that are on this chat, very, very involved in Italian communities. We were involved in New York City, putting on the Columbus Day Parade and so forth, and all these things. All of us have, want to continue with this, and hopefully a lot of us can through your help, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I understand it, but I have a criticism toward NIAF, all this big organization, National Italian Americans, all this, they like to take pictures, run around, and look cool, and what they do for the community, but I'm the one who's put himself to the line. I haven't seen all these big organizations doing really very little for our fellow Italian Americans that are kind of in a limbo with this Italian citizenship. I'm kind of the man's people in the sense of putting myself out there for you guys. All these big organizations, I don't know what they're doing. They I don't know, but I don't talk about them. But who's next in line?
Okay, thank you. Let me mute myself.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
No problem. Thank you, Antonio.
Hi, I think I'm next. My question is that, okay, I need to reacquisition my Italian citizenship because I am Italian born. Okay.
Correct.
Now, do my adult kids need to process their own paperwork?
That's one of the attorneys in here because this is only for you. Okay.
Okay.
It's only for you.
Okay.
So far, the law doesn't really say they can reacquire with you. It's only for you.
Okay.
What is good thing about it, and attorneys can interject, is that at least they have the parent citizen. They don't have a great grandparent. You kind of make it kind of shorten the lineage. Mm-hmm. So it's important for you to start. I think the law, Ruggieri, Aparegliano, feel free to come in, and Victoria, for the law now, it still said your kids will have to reestablish residency in Italy. You never know, though. Laws can always change. Mm-hmm. Laws can always be very fluid, especially citizenship laws, which are constitutional. So the big step for you is to reacquire your citizenship, and then at least your kids will have their parents' citizenship. See what happens.
Okay. All right. So then they would have to do the process on their own.
On their own, they will have to reestablish residency. They will have to go back.
They would have to reestablish. What do you mean by reestablish residency?
Residency back in Italy. Yeah, they will have to go back to Italy and reestablish according to the.
They would have to go back to Italy?
Yeah.
And what is the residency? What is the length of that?
2 years, attorneys, 2 years, after 2 years.
So they would have 2 years. So they would have to live in Italy for 2 years?
Correct. I mean, live doesn't mean that answering actually that's a question from my other participants. A residency doesn't mean you got to be there every day. Just your official resident, you can travel for work or whatever you want. But you got to have some form of consistency of residency, yes. According to the law, Ruggieri, Aparigliano attorneys, 2 years, right? That's the time of.
Yes, 2 years, but after 2 years, you can apply for the acquisition of citizenship, and you have to reside in Italy until the end of the procedure. So another 2 years, not just 2.
Okay. Thank you. That's not my answer, but yeah.
Okay, so is it obviously all the attorney information? I just emailed you, so you'll just email all the attorney information to me?
Yes. It's easy. Yeah, I will definitely send me your email here. You got my email. Send me the email. I will email you from the consulate.
Okay.
I will email you the list from the consulate. I just refer back to the consulate all the time.
Okay, I did that. Okay, thank you.
And if you need some help, we can get you the records from Italy. We can get you the records from Italy also. We can get.
Yeah, I need that as well. Yes. All right.
We can help you with a certificate of naturalization. Do you have, when you became a U.S. citizen, do you have a certificate?
I think I do. I have to look at my paperwork.
Okay, yeah, look at your paperwork. Let me know if you need any kind of help.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for joining on. Who's
Thank you.
next? Does anybody else have a question?
I may be next. I'm not sure, but.
Sure, Victor. Go ahead, Victor. Thanks for joining, Victor.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I was late. So my situation is that my grandfather and my mother were born in Italy, and they moved when my mother was 2 months old to Honduras. And my grandfather ended up dying in Honduras. He married there. And then he never naturalized as a Honduran citizen. My mother moved to the States when she was 23 and married. She naturalized 30 years after I was born in the 90s. And she never, and that was it. So I think I qualify because the line was not broken by any naturalization, although my mother was considered a Honduran because of her mother being born in Honduras. I know I have to get all the paperwork, the non-naturalizations, but I just wanted to check under the current law, I think I would be eligible for citizenship. And if the constitutionality is overturned, I think my son would also qualify. And so my question is just confirming that I would be eligible. If they overturned the law, my son would be eligible. And that if I could submit through an attorney through the court and have both of us basically gain our Italian citizenship at the same time, that I wouldn't have to go sequentially.
Yeah, I can answer that. I want to take a break. Attorney, come in. Igor, go ahead.
I can't hear you very well.
Can you hear me, Victor? Is it better?
Yes.
I'm going to take a break after I answer you. Igor, can I take a break? And I'll be back.
Well, your mom,
as long as
your mom went to Honduras.
Yes. What? I'm sorry. What's the question?
And always stayed Italian when she was in Honduras.
Yes, she didn't have to naturalize in Honduras because she was already considered a Honduran by her mother, so she didn't have to go through an active process.
So and then went to United States, and she married with an American.
She married another Honduran, and they moved to the States just before I was born in the United States. But she didn't naturalize, even though they moved in 1963, she didn't naturalize till 1993.
1993.
Which was way after I was born. So I was 30 years old at that time.
Of course, you are perfectly eligible.
Okay, that's what I thought. Now, my son would be eligible under the old law as well because of my mother and grandfather.
But the problem for your son, I think the problem is that they require now that your mother could have been only Italian, not both citizenship. You understand? That's the problem for your children. Not for you, but for your children.
But right, okay. But under the old law, would he be eligible? Even though my mother,
100%.
Oh, so he would be. So this case in March could affect my son's eligibility.
Yes.
Okay.
Your son, for sure.
And then, so if it is overturned, are we able to submit both at the same time through a court in Italy?
The problem is that you don't need to go to court. You don't need to, but they should. You can do it at the consulate or directly living in Italy in a commune, a normal commune.
Right.
You really don't need to go to court.
But say
For
that. But I'd like that to be an option. Do I have to do the other options, or could I go through a court if I can afford to do that? Would that be allowed?
For you to go to court, you have to show that you have an interest to go to court, or you try to book an appointment and you never succeeded on the consulate, or stuff like that.
Okay.
And it has to be an evidence quite strong. Otherwise, the judge can dismiss your case by saying that you don't have interest to go to court.
Okay.
Your children at this moment need to go to court. For sure.
I understand.
Just for a specific reason that you were not born in Italy, and your mother at the moment of the death was not only Italian, but was also American. For me, it's totally wrong because, especially after 1992, you can get 2-3 citizenship. But how it is the law now, and there was no limit of citizenship. But now in the new law, they say that you have to be only Italian. They don't care that after 92 you can be Italian, French, German, have multiple. You understand? That's
Yes.
a problem for your children.
Okay.
So they need to go to court.
And what's the best way to show that you can't get an appointment? That seems like it's hard to prove a negative.
Write yourself in Prenotami, that it's an Italian portal to book times in the consulate. It's called Prenotami. Mr. Meschino can tell you.
I'm sorry,
you
didn't
log in.
I logged in. Yeah, I know. I tried to do it. So what do I need to present to the court? Just
make screenshots.
Screenshots? Oh, okay.
Yeah. One time make also a video. Put your phone somewhere, okay? And log in front of the camera and keep the video. Log in and do all that. Try to book it. It comes. There is no place available. That's a good way.
So that doesn't seem to be a high standard. That should be fairly straightforward, I think, because it's very difficult. It's tried many times.
But there are people. I saw a case dismissed in Genova courthouse 1 week ago, not mine, of a colleague of mine that put a couple of these screenshots, only a couple of these screenshots, dismissed for not interest. You have to prove very strongly.
So many videos, okay.
Many times, yes. Okay. Many times, put a video record that you try to. When you have all that, your lawyer will do an official communication to the consulate that will say, oh, my client has been trying 1,000 times that, and he never succeeds. Please give him an appointment within 15 days. They will not give you the appointment, but at that moment, at least you have evidence to go to court.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Victor, for answering questions. Anyone?
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Any other questions? All right, let's summarize what we've done today. We talk about different items from minor issue, incoming constitutional court, reacquisition, registration of the kids. That's important too as well.
Domenico, there is the last news that maybe could be interesting because it's pretty recently as well. From yesterday, entered in force the new law about the consular appointment.
Okay.
The timelines for the procedure are extended from 24 months to up to 36 months, starting from the day of filing. And for the appointment is provided right now an annual cap for each consulate.
Okay.
Annual cap is based on the number of the application that each consulate processed the previous year. And starting from 2029, all the application cannot be filed anymore to the Italian consulate, but has to be sent in paper in an office to Rome that will manage all the application. I believe that could be interesting for the people that is listening this change.
Basically, it's been extended. The timing where the deadline where you can register your kids, but if you have kids to register, your friends, the Italian citizen, they should be right away. Do not wait.
Domenico.
Yes.
There is one new. Before there was the deadline to register minor children within the 31st of May. 3-4 days ago, the Commission in the Parliament approved an amendment that moves the deadline of 2 years. So it will be May 2028. Yesterday, what is in the Congress, and next week will be in the Senate with and it will be approved 99%. And that's good because, you know, makes things easy to register minor. Before people were pushing because, you know, the deadline was 31st May 2026. That's a good thing to make things less complicated.
Yes.
I don't know if you
To
understand.
reinforce what Attorney Aparigliano said, it's good to have two attorneys agreeing and reinforcing the topic. Nicholas, answer Nicholas from the chat. Apostille. Every documents need to be apostille. Apostille is done by the Secretary of State. We can help with those tasks as well. You can do it on your own. That's what basically you are mentioning is the U.S. records that need to be translated in apostille in order to be registered abroad. So apostille is a state certification. Basically, they can allow those records to be registered in Italy. Hopefully, we have been clear. Now, once again, also when it comes to court, if you're applying through our dear attorneys here, they have dedicated a lot of time now. We're going into almost 2 hours. Wow, time is flying when you have good time and learning new knowledge. We can prepare all the documentation here as far as legalizing the translation. So there's a third step if you would like to apply through the court. Not only the records need to be apostille translated, also the translations need to be legalized. So we can help you in US if you like to save some money as you go through our dear attorneys here. Now, Antonia has a hand up again. Antonia, come in.
Can I?
Go ahead, Danielle. Sure, Danielle. Go for it, Danielle.
Thank you. First, I just want to say good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and thank everybody for doing this. Just real quick, I put a little synopsis up there earlier when we first started. My grandparents, my parents, every generation before that were born in Italy. I was in Italy in October of 24, working with the local comune, and I got all my documents. I understand the whole process. Right before the minor issue came out, I have a local attorney in town. She just helped me navigate. But I'm now in what we call the dreadful minor rule. Just a quick history. All of my family still lives there. We have a house there. I go there 2-3 times a year for a month to 6 weeks at a time. I'm expected to be there on April 1st, and I will be there during the time. Hopefully they don't postpone the hearing on April 14th, and hopefully it goes in our favor. I know it takes time to actually get it enacted. My question is, should I start the 2-year residency process now? And if I do that, can I detour from that to re-inherit my citizenship right through birth? My mom, who passed away, unfortunately, before the reacquisition, because she always wanted to regain her Italian citizenship, we actually brought her back to Italy, and she's buried with her parents, my grandparents. And I just feel like it's wrong to have people, first generation, second generation, to have that stripped away from us. I contribute to, Bono, Cefalù, Palermo. I put money in the economy. I hire people to help work on the house, and just not just because of citizenship. It's because my family is from there. And I'm sorry I'm getting emotional, but it's been disheartening.
Condolences about your mother rights, emotion. And that's a gift that the mothers gave you, so you definitely can proceed with this amazing gift and try to find conclusion. Now, did you file any? You have no files anywhere, right? So you have
no, because
I got you. Either you can go through residency, or you can apply through the town. Any attorneys can help. You can apply through residency, and our attorneys can help. Or you can wait for the minor. We talk about the minor rules. We all kind of agree that it will be struck down. It's unconstitutional in any way. It's, to me, it's immoral. It's unethical, unjust. It was just driven by some backlogs, some complaining from the local courts, consulates. But yeah, we really treasure. I've talked before about the social, economical, and cultural rich wealth that Italian Americans are bringing to Italy. So it's an amazing wealth. There are thousands that are moving to Italy. We can help with those tasks as well. And yeah, we agree. I agree. It's not right. That's why we're here fighting for you guys, working for you guys to make sure that you be recognized. But attorneys, so basic question, can you go to both routes? What's the best route? Does anybody want to go? Attorneys, let me summarize it. Daniela say either residency or start waiting for the minor rule to kind of clarify.
Daniel, to be very sincere with you, I would start the residency, because you have to wait. You have to wait. First of all, the Supreme Court pronunciation, the United section. So if the hearing will be 14, if it will be 14 of April, you have to calculate more or less 30 days. Okay, right away, or you start right away the court case before the government, in case, takes away the circular of October 3rd, 2024. Or you start right away a court case in case the United section are positive. But in any way, it will take time. So because for the court case, if you start, let's say, in May, after the United section, takes a couple of months, to organize everything, 1 month. Then you have to wait. The court gives you an hearing. And now, it depends what court it is, but it's not immediate. You have to calculate at least 8-9 months. Okay. So if you start with the residency, even whatever it happens, you have started. So in case the Supreme Court will come negative, or it will take too long, you already started something positive for you that you can end up positively somehow. The good thing in this kind of 2 years residency before you can apply for your citizenship is that what they check in the Ministry of Internal Affairs is that your certificate of residency in Italy is continuous. So you have to continuously residing in Italy for these 2 years. They don't go very much checking on exit and entrance on passport stamps. That's what I can tell you. So that's a positive thing. Okay.
This is important.
Was I clear?
Danielle, is it clear? But this is important because residency, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not an attorney, this from an administrative political science scientist point of view. Residency, you have to kind of establish a continuity of residency. You can, like here, you resident in U.S., you can still travel. You can still spend time abroad. So something you want to talk to the attorney, though. Probably if you want to talk to an attorney, so what really means residency? How long? How many times? Can I leave for how long? And so forth, right? Attorneys.
You can also always go back. It's nothing compulsory. It's a problem at the beginning because you have to apply for a permesso di soggiorno and it takes time. That's it. And same, you have to be here waiting and stuff like that.
Attorneys.
But if you come often, if you have an house, if you have free time, like to spend in Italy, start it. You can start it.
We have 2 hours in. We still have 36 participants. This is amazing. What a turnout. We had up to almost 100. Of course, up to 12, we'll probably have answer questions people have left. I think so on Saturday. But I'm going to see you guys still hanging in there. Feel free to come in. We're just rolling as long until we reach 5 participants.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
If I decide instead of going to the court just to go and submit in the commune the application, I understand that you have to establish several months of living there and submit in the commune. And I'm just wondering, the police come and check to make sure you're there. What's the realistic scenario of how long that?
Igor is expert because I personally give Igor. I know the other attorneys have done. They probably do the same. Wait, Igor.
It was a nightmare.
40 clients, Igor was successful to actually put through the town.
I don't do it. I don't like it, but I can explain you very easily why. Yes. Now, the Ministry of Internal Affairs released a couple of circulars that they say that they have to be more attentive on if you really live on the place and stuff like that. But what I can tell you that the law, Italian law says, there is 45 days from day 1 when you apply until day 45. They can come and check. After that, it's like an abuse. They cannot do it. It's not KGB, secret services, stuff like that. You know, you can move. But in these 45 days, it depends where you are. If you are in some commune that they are very, you know, suspicious on you, they can come to check 3 times, 4 times, and stuff like that.
What's the timing, Attorney Ruggieri? What's the timing when you apply to the town? Before I know you've done it.
So the timing, it depends from the city. Now, a lot of commune are making internal rules that they can jump to 1 year or to 6 months. But according to my professional experience, it's 3 months, something like that.
But after those initial 45 days, though, then how long would be a median time that the commune processes your application, that you kind of have to be around?
1 month and a half, 2 months. Total 3 months. 3 months.
Really, 3 months? I heard that it could be as long as 6 months or 9 months, but it's usually It's usually 3 months.
If you
Okay, I'm talking about
I told you
Campobasso.
my personal experience.
Okay.
My personal experience. I've been following many clients.
Okay. Well, that's like a long vacation, so that's not too bad.
If you are not everybody's lucky to be able to be free 3 months, you know. But it's a nice experience because you really visit the place, start to know people. It's a nice experience.
And also, Igor, Attorney Ruggieri, like other attorneys, are familiar with the towns. So they engage with towns where they know how to do it. They expedite the files.
You have also to consider that the process of 3 months will start from the date that you will get the residence permit. Most of the municipality, they allow you to start the application after that you get the residence permit.
And how long does that take?
And the first residence permit, usually it's depending which municipality you are. They can give you after 6-8 months, because you will apply the request. They will give the appointment for the fingerprint that usually is after 3, 4, 6 months. It's depending which kind of postura, immigration office. And then from the immigration, for the fingerprint date, residence permit is already after 45 days, 30 up to 45 days.
I'm sorry, I got a little confused because I heard months to establish. So from the time I would arrive in Italy, it's not 3 months, it's an additional period that you're talking about. What's that additional period to get that
if you
45 days started?
If you apply in the municipality, you must be resident. But in order to be resident, you must have a residence permit. So the process to collect the residence permit, if you have the proper visa from the day that you enter in Italy, usually it's never less than 6 months.
But I can do that from the States. I don't have to be there.
Però scusa, collega, scusa un attimo.
You must let's
yeah. Well, let me summarize.
Però scusa, no.
Hold on, Igor, wait, Igor. Attorneys cannot really give you a time frame, just a time frame, I'll say 3 to 5 months. Can we agree? It's hard to tell, it really depends on some other factors. So I will say 3 to 5 months. Timing, right? 3 to 6.
No, però una cosa, can I say one important thing, according to me? They cannot ask you the permit of stay to establish residency. There are 2 circulars very clear, 42, 32, and 52, 2007, that says that you need a stamp on your passport if you come extra Schengen, or a declaration of presence at the police. If the commune is asking you a permit of stay, it's illegal. For the first 90 days, you can do anything you want without any permit of stay. Usually, I send my client to apply for a permit of stay around day 85, 87, 84, 80. But if the commune asks you a permit of stay as an Italian descent to establish if they are doing illegal, 100%, because there are circulars from 2007.
I guess the bottom line I'm trying to figure out is how many months do I actually have to be present in Italy maximum? I heard 45 days initially, but now I'm not understanding the additional time.
45 days is the time for checking your residency from day 1 to day 45.
And
okay,
how many days do I need to add to that for the other things you're talking about?
Usually, it should come one letter from the consulate where your family belonged during, the time, the generation. And then at that moment, if the civil servant that is in charge in the city hall has everything ready, they have to release the letter that says that you are Italian. There is it's one of the most simple procedures.
I guess I'm talking about the period prior to the 45 days. I understand that everything else could take longer.
No, prior to the 45 days, there is nothing.
There's no period prior. 45 days, let me run it again. 45 days are the time that a digital money has to confirm your residence. They can show up to your house after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 week, 4 weeks, we don't know. But 45 days is the deadline. So they have to confirm your residence. At that moment, you officially reside in Italy. Then, you can travel for a weekend, for a week, I guess, attorney, correct me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be physically restrained in Italy. You're not in prison. So you can travel. Sometimes you have to show some form of consistency. You can travel for days, I guess, a week or 10 days. At the time when you receive the official citizenship, the attorneys are trying to give you a time frame. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. I will say 3 to 5 months. That's 3. Let's do a time frame, because then you're going to hold the attorneys accountable. Something happened in town, some kind of delay. But to give you a time frame that you can kind of work.
So from the time I land in Italy, and then have that 45-day period, then I can travel. But there is no period before the 45 days that I have to be in Italy.
No.
You are right. I'm very good at making things simple. That's my job. Let me break it down a little further. You arrive in Italy. Okay? You fly. You go to town. You have your apartment already. Your attorneys have done your lease, so you move in. That's day one. Day one. The local digital money have 45 days to confirm your residence. So they come to your house. It can be after a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. 45 days is the deadline, the limit. They confirm your official residence. So it can be day 15 or day 30 or day 45. From then, the attorneys will going to file for you through the town. They were talking about 2, 3 to 4 months. It's hard to tell. Optimistically, best case scenario is attorney 3 months. 2 months after, 2.5 months after the residency. I mean, it may happen 4 months, 5 months. It's really hard to tell, and you don't hold anybody accountable. But at least you have a time frame.
Okay, and then I can go back to the United States after that is issued, the whatever.
Yeah, once you're resigned, then you're not in prison. You're not the
okay. No, I just wonder how long I have to lease an apartment. That's
yeah, the lease.
We always suggest six months.
6 months. Okay.
Usually the motivation is that the reason that you want to come back in Italy and you need a first apartment to check and buy something, because on the renting contract you can put temporary reason for a short contract. Usually we use that one.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry to take so long.
Nancy, let me get back to Nancy, who's been very vocal. Nancy's been vocal in a thing. Let me know if Nancy has a question.
Domenico, io vi saluto. I have to say hello to everybody.
Yeah, we
It was a pleasure to speak with you. If you need something, ask my address, email.
Put your information to the chat.
Happy to help you.
Put your information to the chat.
Ciao colleghi, Alessandra,
Grazie.
ciao collega, ciao.
Noi tra 15 minuti finiamo.
Thank you very much.
We're going to end in 15 minutes here. 10-15 minutes max. Let's get some more questions. It's 11:13.
Yeah.
Let's say 11:25. We're going to end this. We're still going to be open with more information. You have our contact info. Any other questions?
Yes.
Go ahead. Deborah? Deborah, is you?
Yes. My great-grandparents were from Napoli. They came to New York in 1906. They naturalized my grandfather naturalized in 1946. Between that time, my grandfather was born in New York in 1910. And my father, my father was 30-something when my great-grandparents naturalized.
But anyway,
you qualify because you was a minor, so the minor rule doesn't apply to you.
Require my citizenship.
So it looks like you are.
But then he said,
"Yeah, you are." Guys, can you please mute? There's some multiple conversations going on. Can you please
can't hear.
I was born as an American citizen.
Paula, mute yourself.
Paula, can you mute yourself, Paula?
Paula Sawyer, mute yourself.
Paula.
So.
Can I mute Paula?
I have his email. He said to call for a free.
Paula, can you hear me before you start to say it?
I don't think she can hear you.
I know. Can I mute her? Let me see.
No, I'm here. I'm here. Don't lose me.
Paula, can you mute yourself, please? Paula.
Yes. Hi.
Can you mute yourself? Mute, please.
Yep.
No problem. We were talking.
Yeah, Paula, I'm here.
Yeah, can you mute yourself? Mute.
Oh, yes, I certainly can.
Mute feature. All right, cool. Thank you. We were talking to Debbie about Deborah, about, you seem like you qualify if your grandparents, if your if your Italian-born ancestor became a citizen before his father became a citizen. You say your Italian-born ancestor was 34?
My great-grandparents did not naturalize until my grandfather, they naturalized in my great-grandfather naturalized in 48. My grandfather was born in 1914. So my great-great-grandfather was still an Italian citizen when my grandfather was born.
Yeah, according to the new law, the attorneys can help. Yeah, now the new law is cut off the third generation, unfortunately. So you cannot apply through a great-grandparents through the consulate, to the legitimate. Yeah, you can apply through the great-grandparents. You only can apply through the grandparents, but the law is under scrutiny. So the law is being reviewed by the Supreme Court that we've talked about extensively in March and in April. So what I suggest to people to do, if their parents are alive, the parents could apply. But attorneys, Attorney Aparigliano, Salvatore, do you think, do they have a judicial case to great-grandparents? You mentioned that before, right? Do they have a judicial case?
No, in this case, is a third generation.
Yes.
There is no minorage issue. You can go just to the judicial route, referral to the unconstitutionality of the generation limit. If the generation limit will be straight down, you would be recognized because there is also here there is not also a case of minorage issue. The only problem is that you are behind the second generation. You have no chance with the consulate. The only path is a judicial route.
Yes, only judicial because you can, according to the new law, you may be struck down. So either we can wait a few months because they say March, April, but maybe extended further, or you can just go through judicial with our attorneys, collaborating attorneys here. If you want to, you have some a little money to invest in this great project, these are the options. We feel I'm running for office for Italian representative on North America. And one of my things that will be, if I get elected next year, will be to extend to the third generation. I don't think that it was an unfair law. Unfair law for, especially when there's a lot of third generation Americans, Italian Americans, they're very rich in traditions, cultural.
Now I have all of my paperwork. I have all of my great-great-grandfather's naturalization, marriage, birth. I have all of my paperwork except for my grandfather's birth certificate from New York. I applied twice, and twice they came back and said they couldn't find it. How do I resolve that?
Well, that's our field because we have done that. We have to do genealogy research. Stephanie, our chief genealogist, can do a research through the New York database.
Okay.
And we can see if we can find it. At times they have a discrepancy of names.
Okay.
If there is a name discrepancy, New York will not release. I can give you a blueprint of step-by-step instructions how to file pro se. So you're going to go.
And how do I get that?
You can go through the court and file pro se. I've filed things pro se. I think it's fun, it's interesting to learn about.
How can I get your firm to handle it for me?
We're not attorney. We are consulting. We're a company. Yeah, we can. Give me an email. I'll tell you. I cannot handle it. We cannot petition for you. We're not attorneys, but you can hire an attorney from New York and get you a petition. We can do pro se by yourself. If you can do solo, you can do it yourself. We have a blueprint. We actually can do that. It's just an instructional step by step that we can give it to you.
Email you?
Yes, email me and. Email me. Then we'll see. We'll talk. I'll give you some more info about that.
Okay. Is it easier for me just to come to Italy and stay there for 3 to 6 months?
If you can afford it, it's everybody's dream. Go to Italy 3-6 months and get a citizenship. And you can talk to our attorney Aparigliano, Alessandro Galligano. They can help. You guys help with
yes, but unfortunately, now she cannot proceed.
Oh, you're right. This is great. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, but I'm 2.5 hours. I'm getting a little tired.
Yes. Why can't I proceed? I don't understand.
Deborah, because you are third generation. Remember, we talk about the law. We are third generation. You cannot go through the court. You cannot go through the town, but you can. Yes, you can through the courts with our attorneys. You are able to go judicial. But you're not able to go through the town because they will likely turn it down because of the new law. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, so I have to wait till March or April.
Or you want to go judicial.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you can go judicial to appeal that.
Okay.
Judicial means Attorney Aparigliano, Attorney Galligani is going to, or Attorney Ruggieri is going to say, you know what, the third generation law is unconstitutional. That's where they will appeal for you if you want to go that route. Okay?
Okay. Thank you for your help and your time.
We have some new people still joining. They think it's a 24 hours. People still joining. They think it's like an after hour. But we got 9 minutes. 11:30. We're going to shut this down. It is addictive. It is fun, but it's 2.5 hours. So 10 more minutes. We're going to shut this down. We still have you have all information. Attorney Ruggieri, my information. Attorney Aparigliano, Galligani, all here. This is just a nice overview. Lorraine is going to come back with go ahead, Lorraine.
Yeah, so another question I had, when should I make the appointment with the Italian consulate? I live in New York, so what should I do with that?
Appointments now is very difficult. Before New York had a standby list, it was working well. People were just logging in the standby list and waiting whatever, 1 year, 2 years, at least they had a closure. Now they kind of discontinued that. That's part of what we said before, that they close up all the consulate portals. They are not giving any appointments. That's why we are playing a role of trying to let them know to open it. So as soon as they open, they have to do it. It's our constitutional rights. We're going to let you know to get an appointment as soon as possible. We can also help with that. We have a high-tech team, fast internet that can help you. But at this moment, that's a big battle for us to give people closure. They want an appointment consulate. We have talked to the senator from Italy, Senatrice Lamarca. We have the congressman from Italy, L'Onorevole Di Sanso. I'm in contact with our representative to push I've talked to the consul general 2 times. I'm going to contact him again. So you need to open the portal. It's our rights. People need to have appointments. Chicago has done it. So if you live in the Chicago jurisdiction, you can still get an appointment. That should motivate even further the other consulate. If Chicago has done it, they can do that too. So stay in touch with me, and I will let you know if anything comes up.
Okay, grazie.
Prego. Anybody else? Any other question?
I guess, you know what, I did speak, and it looks like Donna wants to speak.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask.
Let me just unmute, let me mute myself so you can speak, so you have a chance.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't have any questions about citizenship. I already have my documents. I was waiting 2 years for the LA consulate. They changed the law last March, so I am now going to court in Palermo. So those are not questions that I have. I'm just waiting for my codice fiscale and the legalized notarizations of my translation. So anyway, what I really have a question for is, while I'm waiting and praying, as we all are, that the courts will overturn the retroactivity, and then everything will be great, right? Mm-hmm. But my question is, I don't want to wait for Italy. I want to live there now. So I am looking into property. How does that affect my court case, if at all? No? So I could purchase a home anywhere, even though my court case is in Palermo because my family's from Sicilia. Is that correct?
I think it's a logical way to say yes. I'll let the attorney answer. I think it's logical. Your court case doesn't have nothing to do where you will want to live, right, attorneys?
Okay, yes, in my opinion, even if you buy a property in Italy, this does not help you for the court case, because the judge has to value the documents in order to recognize your Italian citizenship, considering your ancestry. And if you own property or not, this does not matter.
No. That wasn't the question. Thank you so much for that, though. The question was, does it matter where I buy? I know the codice fiscale, it has to be to the courts, but I also understood in some cases when you're filing in court that it has to be acquired within the jurisdiction of the court. Is that correct? Or just
the codice fiscale can be requested everywhere in front of the tax agency in Italy, no problem, or the Italian consulate where you reside.
Okay, well, the consulate already rejected and told me I had to go to Italy to do it. So anyway, LA's a very difficult consulate, but thank you. I appreciate that. I just wanted to make sure, because I don't want to mess one thing up while I'm trying to acquire another. So I appreciate your time. And
for the codice fiscale, if you want to buy a property, probably the notary will make the deed. He can request on your behalf. because it will justify to the tax department that he needs the codice fiscale in order to register the deed. So it will make, he can apply on your behalf.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you. I appreciate your time.
Oh, no.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. My pleasure. Donna, listen, as in my town, my hometown is Italy, between Rome and Naples, amazing area.
I'm sorry?
My hometown is from Italy. Italy is a small town, right between Rome and Naples. We're right by the coast. We have nature. And I'm also in contact with locals. If you're interested in look at some property in our areas, let me know. I can send you a nice brochure where you can look at the area and see if you're interested. It's an hour and a half from Rome, Naples. We got mountains, we got beach, safe. It's very affordable. You can buy a house for really third or fourth that you can get here. So I'll send you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're sort of, you know, my family's originally from Termini, Imerese, in Sicily. You know, but we've been looking in Abruzzo or Molise. You know,
Be careful those small towns, though. Be careful the small town they offering thing. You know, because for a couple of reasons. They're a little far from really the coast. We are by the coastline. Besides the coast is let me know. Make sure that hospitals, you know, services are kind of nearby. There's not much going on in those towns versus my area is very alive. But make sure they know where the hospital services, how far they are. That is also
terrific. Thank you so much. And I may be in touch. Thank you so much.
No problem. Marina, you have a question? I know you joined recently. I haven't seen you around. You good? You're just good. You are being a good listener. We can hear you. Can you unmute yourself? We can hear you. Can you unmute yourself? Marina, you said something. You are still muted. We cannot hear you.
Are you talking to me? Who are you talking to?
Oh, I'm talking to Marina Montalbano. I know, Albert, you've been around for a while.
Let me just sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
I just want to thank Domenico for putting on this meeting. I hope a lot of interest. I hope it will be repeated, maybe after the Constitutional Court has met, so we can get a flavor of how that court has gone, and there'll be a lot more people who will obviously have questions. So thank you very much for that. I would just like to say that there is a lot of talk about going to Italy to claim citizenship. The Americans need to think very carefully about the tax considerations of going there for 2 years. 6 months probably is okay. But if you're there in Italy for more than 6 months, then you will be taxed on Italian tax arrangements. And United States, you are still responsible for the tax worldwide earnings as far as the United States is concerned. So it needs a lot of thought if you're going to make these fairly unusual steps. And it just needs thinking about. A lot of people I know use attorneys to help them in the process, because they should be able to facilitate the mechanisms. Not only if you go for citizenship at a commune, which can be complicated depending upon which community you go to. The very large ones will be very busy. The smaller ones may not know the procedure very well. So selecting the commune is very, very important. And also, if you're going to reside in Italy for 2 years under the 2-year rule, do think about the implications of what that might mean. But anyway, Domenico, thank you very much.
No, thank you. That was a great point. That was a great fiscal part. Was really missing. You just complimented this meeting with a fiscal comment as well as the town, which is important. I just want to say some of our attorneys, I don't know if you work with the town, they're kind of familiar with the kind of local legislation here. Any pressing question, guys? We have Antonio with a hand up. And one more. Antonio, we're going to take 2 more questions. So remember that cell phone is there, email is there. So we are not going anywhere. All of us are here to continue to help you. We're going to take 2 more
Domenico,
questions.
for a few seconds ago.
Oh.
Yes. I had to restart the browser. I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem, Marina. You're fine. You're fine. Welcome. Welcome. I know
Thank
you.
you.
Do you have any comments? Any feedback?
No, I was just listening to get some information. I actually sort of work in the sector as a translator from Italy. So I just wanted to get some more information.
Sure. Leave your information here. We always need translator. Feel free to leave your info.
Yeah, I do sworn translations for the court mainly.
Okay, great. This is my email on the chat. Send me the email. I can definitely use your services. Attorneys also here can use the services. And,
thank you. I'll do it.
No, plus you got the nice British accent. Why not? All right. So you want to hear an Italian man doing a British accent, right? Do I have a last question, Antonia, and one more? Then I'm going to shut the show down.
Okay, so
we are 2 hours and 30 minutes into this. This is crazy.
Okay, no, I just wanted to just maybe slow it down a little bit because I did speak and gave a lot of information. So my husband is going to do residency in Italy to obtain his Italian citizenship. Now, since I'm an Italian citizen, I think my children can go through me. I'm first generation. I think that's correct because it would be my mother or my father, right? And then myself, and then my children could get it, but their children could not get it, my grandchildren, correct?
Where was it? Tell me again, refresh my memory. Who was born in Italy? Your parents?
Both of my parents were born in Italy. Yep. And I became an Italian citizen when I was born. But to do it legally, I went through my father because I was a minor, and that was the rule at the time. That's how I went through.
So you're an Italian citizen.
I'm an Italian citizen. My mother didn't get her Italian citizenship until I was an adult. I was 21 when she became.
Did you apply for it? You have a certificate? Do you have an email, official message, or?
Oh yeah, no, I have a passport. I have everything.
Okay.
I have everything. So I'm trying to get my grandchildren besides just my children to move forward. So there's so many options. Like my husband could obviously go through me because through marriage, but we want to do it through the residency for him. So that is a decision we've already made. But for the kids, do I wait for this ruling to come through and then go through my lineage? Or since his grandfather, my husband that is, never became a United States citizen, do I have my children and grandchildren go through his lineage? What is the best approach?
Best approach is you, because you're Italian, so you'll be first generation. If your husband, you remember, there's a third generation cutoff now until
yes.
the law.
Right.
So the best option is to go through you. How old your kids are?
But my kids are adults. I mean, the youngest is 36.
Okay.
So, yeah. But I have grandchildren, and I would like to pass.
When did you become an Italian citizen?
7 years ago, almost 8.
Okay. They will have to apply through your grandfather. Yeah, they can.
My parents. They would have to go through my parents.
They have to apply through their grandfather.
Oh yes. I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
They will start the application, gather documents.
That I have. I have. I could just put them right through. I have everyone's documents, marriage, everything. But the grandchildren I don't have, and I don't have appointments for them. Right. The grandchildren.
That's third generation. Attorneys correct me if I'm wrong. Those are third generation. So
correct.
They can wait, but the sooner, at least you're making your kids citizen first. I say one step at a time.
But let the kids when they try to get an appointment, because that's changed over the years. When they try to make an appointment, are they asked how they're going through Italian citizenship, or they just try to click on an appointment?
You have to. I'm not super familiar with it because I have a team that does that. But I think they have to claim through the grandparents. So basically, they will claim through the grandparents.
Okay, so you think better
appointments? We can help. So feel free to send me an email. We'll let you know when appointments open up.
Okay.
So to different councils.
Right, but it would be better for them to go through the grandparents.
They have to have, each of them, they have to have their own set of records.
Yes, okay. Yeah, that you told me
You got it.
before, so I have to, yeah. That I have. I think I have that, but I just didn't know which line or how I should proceed for them
Yeah, I
because
mean,
there are
logically-
options.
Yeah, I mean, logically, your husband is like third generation, so it's.
Okay.
You're
So
legal.
should they go from my father, who became a citizen when I was a minor, or should they go through my mother, who was a citizen when I became an adult? Is that going to matter?
Your mother, yeah, it matters.
Oh, my mother, through my mother?
Yeah, your mother. Definitely.
See?
Yeah, because you became through your mother, right? So their kids.
No, I got it through my father.
That's before the minor, so now it's better through your mother.
Okay. You think so? The attorneys
Yes.
agree with that too?
Attorneys?
No. I think that considering that both the parents naturalized according to the law now, as it is in force, it is not possible to proceed.
You're right.
because
Good
it's
point.
required the
You're right.
Italian citizenship until
Okay.
death.
Thank you. You're
So
right.
it is necessary for your children and also for your grandchildren to wait for the Constitutional Court decision.
Okay.
Because it will be possible in this case, it will be better to proceed following one of your one of your parents, the one where there is not a minor issue, but after the decision of the Constitutional Court, or if you proceed now, there is to contest the unconstitutionality of the law.
Right.
And wait.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the attorney's right. It's still better to short a lineage, regardless of the constitutional law.
Okay. So go through
It's
one of
still
my
better.
parents.
Yeah, it is logical, even though the attorney's right, now because they became
Right.
naturalized.
They're cut off.
But
They're
we
cut
will
off.
probably likely be strict down. But it's always better to go to the closest one.
Okay.
It makes constitutional sense.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a good piece of advice. Thank you very much. I
No
appreciate that.
problem. All
Okay.
right, guys,
Thank you.
unless there's one urgent last question, we're gonna close this one up. We thank everybody. You guys, all of our information has been a great morning, very active. A lot of thinking, a lot of information processes. Your brain is healthier now. Check out my books, Dr. Domenico Meschino, on Amazon. Click my name. I have some very good books for you guys out there. And besides the citizenship, I like to have interest in different areas. All right, we might want to do this again, probably. But we don't have a decision, like the attorney said, until probably April, May. So I'm probably going to do this once a month. Will be a good idea. Everybody will have it back on board once a month. And attorney, you want to say goodbye, attorneys? So,
Yes. Goodbye. Thank you for your invitation. And if you would like, I can indicate my email. So if you have any questions, you can contact me directly and we can discuss in details your case.
Yes, please put your emails and contact information into the chat. Salvatore?
Thank you very much for everybody. I already shared my contact in the chat. Here in Italy is pretty late. So see you next time.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you guys. Were amazing to give that to. I'm not an attorney. I have an attorney here. It was amazing. Having three was great. We could have got all the expert judicial opinion. We handle more the administrative part. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll stay in touch. Bye bye.
Grazie. Thank you. Grazie. Buonasera.
Grazie a tutti. Ciao. Grazie.
Ciao.
Ciao. Grazie.
Prego.